Oh, hi. Man, this room is really hot to take a nap in. Honestly, if that wasn't pre-recorded, I think I would have laid there for a few more hours. This week has been pretty hectic, to say the least. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about breaks and relaxing. And I think there's really two categories of relaxation. There's the enjoyable kind and the very enjoyable kind. In this video, we're going to be talking about the less enjoyable kind because I think that even when you're taking breaks from work, you can still gain some real benefits in other areas of your life from relaxing. So if you're taking a break from work by watching this video, hopefully after you finish watching, you'll have more choices on other things you can do to relax. So let's get started. Take a nap. Personally, this isn't something that I like to do, mainly because I don't particularly enjoy the groggy feeling that you have from waking up from a nap. And from my personal experience, it usually messes with my sleep at night. I tried out napping before, but I would always end up sleeping way too long. Research has shown that 90-minute naps are the ideal sweet spot, but being the lazy person that I am, when trying it out, I would usually end up sleeping 3-4 hours. By the time I woke up, my schedule would be completely messed up. That's just me and how I've trained my body to work. I know that everyone's different, and I know quite a few people who are big advocates of taking naps. A lot of them don't rely on the regular sleep schedule, but multiple periodic naps throughout the day. I don't know how they do it. A lot of them say that they take 5-minute naps, 10-minute naps, and I don't know, for me, it would take me at least that long just for me to fall asleep. But for my general opinion on naps, I think that even though at many times you may not feel like you need it, from what I've seen after trying it a few times, after I got past that initial horrible groggy stage, I did see a few benefits. Number one, I got a surprisingly big energy boost, even if it was a super short 10 to 15 minute nap. Number two, I had more mental clarity when I went back to work. Some of the things that I would be trying to memorize before I had that nap would end up being a lot easier after I woke up. Or there would be a problem that I would be trying to figure out before that nap, and then magically when I woke up, it would seem a lot easier. But I think in general, there's very few people that I know who don't enjoy sleeping. So I assume that for most of you watching, taking a nap to relax, you also get the added enjoyment of just sleeping for a couple minutes or a couple hours. Socialize. As humans, I believe that we're made to interact with other people. I think that's part of the reason why clubs and bars are such a big part of our society, apart from going there to watch sports, or going there to drink some alcohol. I think there's something about being surrounded by a whole bunch of people that brings us some degree of happiness and excitement. Of course, I also know that there may be extreme introverts that are watching, where when they hear that there's big groups of a lot of people, that's the last thing that they want to get close to. So I am aware that this doesn't apply to everyone. But even if you're not relaxing, there's benefits from just working with other people, whether it be a group project or just working on your own thing. This is something that I've talked about in my previous video, so go check it out if you haven't yet. But if your main goal is to be productive, maybe you find yourself becoming stagnant, not having a whole bunch of motivation, try finding some other people to work with. I'm pretty sure it'll help you out to some degree. But if you are looking to relax, socializing, hanging out with friends, hanging out with family, usually boost your mood and boost your happiness. I'm sure you know that feeling of leaving an interaction and just magically feeling happier or more relaxed for some reason. When you're around other people, you can complain about the problems you have, maybe even bond on those problems. Maybe you can vent to each other so that each of you has an outlet. Or you can even just do what regular friends do. Talk about what they're interested in and just overall have a good time. And even when you're not looking to socialize, necessarily to take a break, just meeting other people, asking them for help for the problems that you have, or even if it's just purely building up your network in general, I think there's really rarely any case to where socializing with other people isn't a good thing. Exercise or take a walk. I think it's safe to say that most of us, during their work schedules, usually sit at their desk and work for 8 to 10 hours a day. Even though I know that nowadays there are a lot of alternatives to where you don't have to be sitting. There are swivel chairs, standing desks, platforms that help you make your regular desk a standing desk, and probably a lot more gadgets out there. But if you're someone like me who hasn't necessarily caught up with the times, you need to periodically make time, get up out of your desk and go walk around. I know that for me throughout this pandemic, basically sitting at my desk for a year at home, I've definitely noticed some pains around my neck and my back that I haven't noticed before. And I think that after noticing those things, I'm even more interested in learning how to do some basic stretches for my neck and my back. so that I can have better posture. I think that taking periodic breaks throughout the day, even if it's not walking, just standing up, doing a couple stretches, can relieve tension physically and sometimes even mentally. And I think that while you're doing that, since you're already standing up, you might as well go take a walk or a relaxation break. Maybe if you're struggling with something, walking around your room, walking around your house, or even walking around your neighborhood. These changes of scenery might bring new insight into the problems that you're currently struggling with at work. And if you want to go a step further, if you're someone like me who loves exercising and playing sports, I know, you're few and far between. But at least for me, either going to the gym or playing a sport, in my opinion, is one of the most beneficial and enjoyable ways to relax. Doing these sorts of activities can help you release endorphins and help you temporarily forget the problems that you may be struggling with, while at the same time, you're also training your body and your mind to be stronger. And all of this is going on while you're having a whole bunch of fun. If you're someone like me who loves to exercise, don't forget to make some time for it. Do some reflection. I think getting your mind in the right headspace is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself. During your workday, while you're super busy trying to get things done, it can be really tough to take some time to just stop and think. I think that to relax, even if you're just leaning back in your chair, staring up at the ceiling, I think that taking the time to think about your life, your goals, your plans can be inspiring. Maybe bring some clarity as to the motivation into why you're doing the things that you're doing. But also, if you're struggling with something, I think thinking about it in a quiet space where you have no other distractions may help you realize the solutions to some of those problems that you wouldn't have otherwise. For me, mostly at night before I fall asleep, I often find myself in these daydream loops where I just think about a whole bunch of random things that either happen throughout my day or future plans that I have for myself, and just idealize all of these thoughts and plans and what it would be like if all of these things worked out for the best. I don't know, I might be weird, but I find doing this is pretty enjoyable, and I often discover some thoughts or ideas that I wouldn't have otherwise. Recently, a lot of them have even been video ideas for this channel. But you know what's even better than taking the time to reflect? Doing all this while taking a walk. No, really. Does anyone know how to wink without being or looking awkward? If you do, get in contact with me in the comments down below. Winking is so weird. But yeah, not to get off topic here, I think that taking the time to reflect, taking the time to think, can bring some clarity into your current and future plans. Or maybe just help you figure out some of the solutions to your current problems. In the end, I think there's a whole spectrum as for why and how long people need to take breaks for. I know some people who are fine with working for hours and hours on end, taking minimal breaks in between, and other people who would love to take breaks all day if they could. There's a lot of different factors that may determine this, and I could go deeper, but I think that explaining all of those reasons alone could be its own separate video. The goal for me making this video was to give you guys some healthy alternatives to relaxing rather than just doing the stereotypical stuff, maybe watching movies, binging TV shows, playing video games. And I know it's not necessarily a bad thing in this day and age, but I think that the alternatives that I listed here are more productive if you're into that, or just generally more beneficial in helping you be in a better headspace when you head back to work. Hopefully you've learned something new, either found something interesting or found it helpful. Feel free to share this with your family and friends if it did. And like always, if you made it to the end, you clearly didn't find me too boring, so go ahead and click the subscribe button down there. That's been it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.